welcome.
Hello. Our team actually had 3 members from the U.S. and 1 person originally from China, so that's another nationality on there, which is really nice. This is Struggling Dreams. It's a very short, very artsy kind of game about the refugee crisis in Syria. Unlike some of the other games that you'll see, there are not really any like tongue-in-cheek elements to it. It's not really like a dark comedy. It's just straight about the situation. The gameplay of the game is done with a mouse, and essentially there are refugees that are crossing the screen from the left side to the right side in their war-torn area, and you are trying to give them the will to live to get out, basically. And the way that you remind them, or the way that you give them the strength to continue, is by reminding them what life was like before war had come to them. The design inspiration is obviously about politics, as all of these games are. There was a bus ride conversation that I had at one point with a woman from Germany, and she was basically very upset about the refugee crisis, and the thing that she kept coming back to was about how come they just get a life handed to them because the government is protecting them as refugee status. But she was saying, well, how come they get their life handed to them and I have to work for a living? And I tried to explain to her, well, it's because their life got taken away, but nothing I could say would really humanize them to her. So when we were coming up with the idea for the game and designing it, we thought that an illustration of what it's like as people are trying to get out would be something that somebody could take away from that. The sound design was meant to be very ambient. There's no music that's played, but as you play it, you hear the sounds of war in the background, as well as the people on their journey, and then eventually, if you're unable to keep them energized, then essentially they die. Not very happy at all, but that's okay. That's the point. You do hear a lot of sounds that are somewhat in the distance and some that are close to sort of inspire a kind of an oppressive feel where you really want to get the people out of there. The artistic inspiration was based on the designs of a lot of the buildings that were actually in Syria before they had gotten destroyed, and afterward there were a couple of news articles illustrating this very thing, which was very helpful for us, and just obviously it's very heartbreaking as well, because you would see like these glorious buildings and then rubble and just dark gray amalgamated filth, basically, and very, very depressing. When we had worked on the game, we had sort of great inspiration and worked very well on the project, and we thought that it accomplished the goal of the jam itself very well. We worked very well together, which was really nice. That was a lot of fun. The parts that didn't work as well were some issues that we had trying to build the game further after the jam was over. So to try and sort of give a little bit more narrative to it, a little bit more indication as to what was going on. So it's kind of suffered a little bit from that, but from the reactions that we've gotten so far, the people that play it and get it, it's they really get it, and then some people step away and it's a little too much for them, but that's okay. But yeah. That's essentially it. I mean, it's a very straightforward kind of game, and it's just about experiencing it. There's no win or losing condition in the game itself. It's just supposed to be a very sort of intrinsic kind of thought-provoking experience. Thank you.